I never truly liked wild boar hunting. Ever since I was young, I felt uneasy whenever I heard my father talk about his trips into the forest. But to him, it was never about liking or disliking. To him, it was a job. In recent years, wild boar around this area have been appearing more and more frequently. At night, they flood down into the fields, tearing up the soil, destroying entire rows of young corn. Many farms near the forest have had no choice but to rely on control teams like my father's. That day, I decided to go with him. Not to learn how to do it. Just to understand why he had been doing it for so many years. We hadn't gone far into the forest when everything happened very quickly. A wild boar suddenly burst out right in front of us. It moved incredibly fast, cutting across our path. I only caught a glimpse of a dark blur. My father reacted instantly. A sharp sound cracked through the quiet forest. The animal halted mid-stride and collapsed. It all happened so fast I barely understood what had just occurred. My heart was still pounding. Not long after, from the hillside ahead, another one appeared. It had already spotted us. The boar turned and ran, charging down into an open stretch of green grass. In the morning light, its body was clearly visible as it tried to accelerate out of the area. One of my father's teammates calmly tracked its movement. Another shot echoed. The animal staggered a few steps. Then dropped. There was no escape. We kept moving. The sound of hunting dogs began rising from ahead. They had found another one running through the low forest. The boar forced its way through dense thorny brush, branches woven tightly together. I could only catch brief glimpses as it tried to break free. The dogs closed in. Finally, the animal burst out of the brush. My father's teammate was already there. It ended quickly, and the dogs slowly fell silent. After a while, the forest grew quiet again. I thought it was over. But as we walked along a narrow trail, a lone boar appeared in the distance. It stood still for a few seconds, as if trying to understand what was happening. My father held his aim for a long moment. Then a single sound broke the silence. The animal dropped almost instantly. For now, the forest regained its calm. Just a few minutes later, the dogs erupted again, louder, more intense. A massive adult boar burst out of the bushes. It didn't run sideways. It charged straight at us. I could hear its hooves pounding against the ground. The distance between us closed in seconds. I could clearly see its long curved tusks. My father stepped forward, without hesitation, without fear. Then, one decisive move ended it all. The animal stopped abruptly and collapsed right in front of us. I had never stood so close to such a large wild boar. Its body was massive, solid. I guessed it weighed around 100 kilograms. I couldn't imagine what would have happened if it had gotten through. As we were preparing to leave the forest, a smaller boar suddenly ran out. It seemed to sense our presence and was desperately trying to escape. I thought I was about to witness the same scene again. But this time, my father raised his hand, signaling everyone to stop. One of the team quickly approached and restrained the animal. They kept it alive. I watched that moment for a long time, and truly felt respect for the courage of these hunters. By late afternoon, we left the forest. People talked casually, as if it had been just another ordinary workday. But I remained silent. I understood a little more about what my father had been doing all these years. I knew he believed it was necessary. But as I stepped out of the forest that day, I still couldn't bring myself to feel completely at ease with what I had witnessed. If you've made it this far, let me know what you think. Do you believe controlling wild boar populations is necessary? And if you want to see more real stories from deep within the forest, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below.